Welcome back to another exciting episode of MiniGrinder Paints Live. And how exciting it is. I don't know why anybody watches this, but this is pretty much raw footage of, I'm going to edit this down and maybe make smaller videos of it later. But you get to see it in the raw, so it's wonderful. This is my palette. And these are the paints I will probably be working with today on Blacksilk, which is this guy. Now I did some customizations here for the commissioner. For this paint job, I will be modeling it after one of his other characters. I had rebased it for him. Somebody else had painted this one, but I'll be basically taking this miniature and trying to get it to look like this miniature. Now this guy's got a really nice patchwork quilt on it. See if we can get this. There we go. Pretty nice. I don't know what model this is, but I'm basically supposed to do this like this. Now he's got a quiver and bow. And he wanted me to add a quiver and a bow. So the bow is actually, there wasn't really room in this area for a bow as well. So what I did was, I, by the suggestion of the commissioner, modeled the bow and put it, if you can see it well enough right now, and put it on the base. Like I just dropped it. Also notice that the quiver is out of arrows. Kind of cool little notion. So I've already based this guy and got him ready to go with all the base layers, which is basically a bunch of browns, green, and green. You can also see that I've already done the runes on the sword. The runes on the sword. Someday I'll grow up and get a big boy camera. The runes. Alright, here. We're gonna have to get down here anyways. The runes on the sword. Pretty good. So, I guess his sword is an undead slayer. He wanted it on both sides of the sword. The runes are, they're Viking runes. Evidently they mean sun, then fire, then day. No, sun, torch, fire. No. Sun, torch, day, fire. That's what it means. Yay for memory. Alright, so let's get down to it, I guess. My goodness, where to start? This is actually going to go pretty quick, I feel. I think the first place I want to start, I kind of want to do the cloak last. I want to just get the character together, and then just most of this time is going to be spent on working on that cloak, probably. I expect to wrap this up in under 2 hours from now. I think we're going to start with a shirt first. Typically, you like to start with the lowest layer, right? That way, when you kind of build up from the lowest up to the top, that way you're not paint over the lowest layer, or you basically can paint over all the details of the layer below that you screw up. So many paints to work with. I normally don't like to work with this many paints. For instance, I recently painted this dragon. I'll go ahead and show it. I just posted it up on the social webs. This guy. This dragon, the muck down there, Ethan. He actually only has a few colors on him. There's black, stone gray, aged bone on the scales, and then a dark green and pale lichen on the wings. And that's the only colors that I used for this guy. You'll see here, there's so many colors. It's because of the patchwork quilt mainly. I always like to do the skin with tan skin and then fair shadow. A lot of people put really fair skin on miniatures, and it's like blinding white to me for some reason. So I never go that far. So my fair shadow is my fair highlight color. I mean, I guess it's not the highlight; it's just the fair color. I usually don't highlight the skin as much as I should. And then the green bits, base layer is a dark green, and we're gonna highlight it with a pale lichen. Golden blonde hair. Any metal bits will be antique gold. The maroon color. I don't actually have maroon. The maroon color on this miniature, on the skirt, and some of the patches. I'm gonna have to basically mix that color, so I'll use blood red and mix it with probably muddy brown, which is kind of a red brown color. So let's get into it. Let's get the camera out of my face a little bit, just a little bit. So speaking of maroon, muddy brown, is that what I said? Muddy brown, and sometimes a little ball in there gets. Take care of that. I just got a paper clip standing by with paint on the ends. So, see? Stick it in there, pull it out, you're good to go. Woohoo! Don't need a lot of paint, that's probably already enough. Always give them a shake. Okay. So the base layer on the skirt right now is just the muddy brown. So right now we're just basically going to add nice maroon color. A little bit more. Right there. There's a lot of paint on my brush right now. I don't want that much paint on my brush. We're going to go ahead and draw this out. Now to get a nice soft flow on your shirts and stuff, I'm going to add a little bit of moisture. Get the paint. I'm just going to dab it like I'd be dry brushing basically. I want to lay it on kind of thick. Oh. Thick enough so only the deepest layers stay that muddy brown color, which will basically be my shadow color. That's what you use your base layer with here. There you go. That quick. Don't forget about the edges. There we are. So the next in line here after the shirt would be to highlight the shirt. But typically what I like to do is hit all the layers and then go back and highlight. But I think I'm just going to highlight it right now. The reason is just in case I make any mistakes along the way. Don't forget about all views. Okay, that skirt, you can see it back here. Those straps right there, that's no problem. No problem. Straps up here too. So one thing I do is when I'm painting, it might be why I paint so fast, this hand doesn't really move a lot. It stays in this one position. Notice this is all I do, just finger movements, right? And getting paint. I rotate the Mini based on getting the brush to the spot that I want to paint, you know? There we go. Get the backside. If you don't paint with a palette, you should definitely start doing it. And if you're absolutely crazy, you'll paint an abstract picture at the same time. It sounds ridiculous when you say it like that, I guess. Because that's what I'm doing here. I mean, that's what this is. That's it looks pretty cool so far. Yeah, I'm crazy. It is what it is. So I'm really happy about finishing Ebon Wraith, and I'm very happy about that. It was basically my last major Bones miniature that I had on hand to paint, and large miniature also. So I like painting the big stuff. I really do. It's typically what I put up on eBay is the big stuff. I don't do a lot of character minis on there. And I got that big box of bones too. I just cannot wait to tear into. Unfortunately, I have one more big hurdle. I have to finish a book cover, and I would like to just get it done and get it out of the way. It's mostly done and just basically at the coloring stage. Maybe a week. It'll take a week to wrap that up. Oh, this is like, oil. Give this one a good shake. Actually, before I get into this, before I start muddying up this stuff, I'm gonna need this again. A little bit more red, a little bit more muddy brown, some burnt sienna, some dark umber. There we go. Get the flow going. So I used the area where I had just mixed to color match myself whenever I'm mixing again. You don't need a whole bunch of paints. You just need the right colors. That being said, even though I do a fair job at using very little kinds of paints to get the most out of my painting experience, I'm always happy to get new colors. It's always a treat. Okay. Yeah, watch me paint miniatures and a painting at the same time. So ridiculous. Okay. Just gotta figure out which... Okay, so right here. Let's get a little bit more. There we go. That's the one. There we are. Down here. I'm referencing the cloak. He's up on my shelf right there. Got Mr. Cthulhu, got Evan Wraith, all that stuff. Got my flock, my computer, got an infinite loop. Always fun. Got my clutter. Got my little dwarf that I'm trying to model up there. Isn't it exciting? It's exciting. The way I see it is I'm going to be painting these miniatures regardless of whether you guys watch this or not, and it doesn't cost me anything to do this. So there. Let's see here. I think a bit of red is along the right here. A little bit of moisture. Get that flow going. Some people use that flow enhancer stuff. I use body fluids. No. Ew, disgusting. How to alienate your viewers before you get them. There we go. Oh, it's very nice. No. Let's go ahead and I basically want to make that maroon color, a lot of it, for the next. There we go. If I'm going to mix that. Come on. MSP sample. Let's get your act together. That's okay, that's probably enough. This will end up being my highlight layer. That color right there, it doesn't really have a name. That's probably what I would refer to as, what do you think, like baby poop color? Which I'm going to experience here shortly, within the next month or so. Having a little boy. Is that different enough? It is. Okay. I wanted the highlight on this to be a little bit more subtle, not too glaring. I'm the homemaker in our family unit, and this is what I do to help make ends meet. I mean, there's worse things, you know. She'd be the first to tell you that she just can't cook. She doesn't like to clean. And I'm not, I mean, like I said, she would tell you that. I'm not like, you know, playing the part of the homemaker, complaining about the spouse while they're away at work. That is not who I am. But, yeah, she would tell you that. I really want this to be a little bit lighter, actually. This is not enough of a color difference for me to care. I wonder if I can get away with just like... What do you think? Maybe this tan leather, just a nip. I first picked up, yeah, just a nip of that. Look at that. That's where you want to be, right there. There you go. Trying to paint as fast as possible. I don't want to lose the mix before I get it all on there. Okay. Get some flow enhancer on there. There we go. It's funny to me. You don't know why. I'm not going to tell you because it's personal. Kind of gross. There we go. Happy. I'm at a happy stage there with the shirt and skirt. Let me maybe. I'm trying to get a proper... Does that look better to you guys? Don't even bother answering, because I'm not going to be able to respond while this is live. Does that look good to you guys? I kind of want to even do a little bit more of this tan leather here. Just a little bit more. Let's get the glint. There we go. I'm at a happy level with that. You know, I often, when I get off here, I paint for another hour or so, just cleaning it up, you know, after the whole... It's hard to paint with this camera in your face. Usually I paint with the miniature about this far from my eyes. This far from my eyes. You know. So the next easiest thing to hit would be these pants, probably. See, so this is why you start at the lowest layer, and I forgot that the pants, I guess, would be the lowest layer. It's because of that little spot right there. That paint got right there. Not good. Base layer of the pants is also a mix. So it was right here. It was this dark brown color. And I mixed it with the smallest amount of black they could possibly get out of there, because those are very small. There we go. There we go. Fixed. Huh? Let's get this here. I'm going to go ahead and hit this quiver right now. Gonna have to get base brown anyways. For the quiver and the bow, I used some super fine Sculpey. Whatever it is. Sculpey. Stuff's pretty good. Basically, I learned last night. I'm new to the sculpting side of things. I'm confident that I can do it. Given some time to practice. Yeah, I'll show you. Dwarf, I didn't really get a good look at him. He's currently headless. This is my first go at sculpting. Actually, it's pretty good. I think. He is dwarf sized, basically. Here's this dwarf. There's the same sort of size. He's a little bigger and he's hunched over, granted. He is a big dwarf. He's my character in the one campaign that I'm playing. He's a wrestler. That's why he's got that whole Greco look. But, so I'm really new at it. But it turned out pretty good. You know, a little bit more practice. I'll get there. You know, why not? Why not get there? Okay. So what do we want to do next? We want to do earth brown. We're going to highlight the pants. You want it just a little bit moist so it's kind of translucent when you put it down. You build it up in just a few layers and you are good to go. Now, I don't know if these are actually pants. They look like plates, but he wants pants, so he gets pants. That's how we're going to work it. Know what I mean? Maybe he doesn't want pants. He just sent me an email recently and changed. Let me see what his specific wording was. Thigh and knee armor are also leather. Of course they are. Wonderful. I didn't need to do that. Then it doesn't hurt anything. Might as well just finish the little job. Back here is the pants. Found the pants, guys. Back here. Got it. There we go. Excuse me. Let's see here. It seems like this one. He's highlighted. There we go. Just a little something. Get you going in the morning. Must be how Bob Ross felt. Just paint a happy little tree here. My hero growing up as a child. I loved watching Bob Ross paint. That's what you did, man. Growing up my times, just sometimes during the day there weren't any cartoons on. Most interesting thing you could watch by far. Okay. So now that rope there, I'm not going to leave that color. I'm going to sometimes when I just try to use up the paint, right? And I'll build up other things too. Along the way. Now this pouch will probably be more whitish, maybe. The rope will be probably, might use a little bit of golden blonde and or tan leather in with the brown to highlight that, get it up there. You know, so Might as well just go ahead and do that. And we're gonna go ahead and just paint really thin on the brush. I'm just gonna dry brush the boots. Just adding the remaining paint to them. Very finely. Not much on there. Well, let's locate. Well, straps are going to be easier. So let's go ahead and do the straps. Straps right here. Tan leather. And earth brown. And we're going to put down this mix of earth brown, tan leather on all the straps. Then done. 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 Donerino. Done Deliuno. I don't know if anybody's watching, but I don't care. I don't care. And just lost another one. Yeah, whatever. Let me take a better look here. Okay. If you want to see any follow-up pictures, you can go to my Google Plus page or my Facebook page. Give me a like while you're there. And, yeah, it should just, that's how you can follow my work. I do other things too. You can check that stuff out. I do any kind of artist commissions. Because I chose to get a degree in applied mathematics. And didn't follow up with a master's for dumb reasons. Well, that's okay. This is fun too. Oh my. Okay, so there's buttons or things going along the sides of the boots there I'm gonna have to deal with. Just all these straps. And buckles. Good old-fashioned elbow grease. That's what I use for my flow enhancer. Now this is just the base layer of the leather straps that I'm painting on here. I don't want them to be... There we go. I can see which one I was doing. I will right here. Excellent. Excellent. I also like watching the Cajun cook too. I'm gonna use a little bit of Cajun seasoning, a cayenne, the chili pepper. I tried. What? This is gonna be hard to. Evidently, it's hard to model too. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and hit that with more straight up tan leather. That way we don't have to go back there and do that again. Okay. That's at an acceptable level. So his leather armor is this sort of, I think it's closely resembles my baby poop color, MSP sample baby poop. Maybe baby poop isn't a great name. It's not very marketable. I'm gonna go with baby poop. Dookie. Hey, look at it. Watch it. You just think carrots, right? Yeah. It's a little orangey, so I'm gonna add some of this earth brown too. Look at that. There we go. Nice. This is basically going to be first layer on top of the base layer. I don't know. Kind of a more orangey leather. not doing anything special here. Just applying this color to these plates. This is probably another thing that I'm basically making this the base color to work from. Leather, for leather, I always like to do a nice fine dry brushing. I don't want it to flow. I want it to look grainy with leather all the time. There we go. Like we're okay. I just got on the. It was almost disaster. Like face down in the paint. Live. We're okay. Oh. It's an amazing amount of luck. Right just then. Leather chest plate. Leather thigh guard or whatever. Thigh plate. The knees. Go for the knees. All leather. There we go. Okay. Now. Tanned leather. Here's our highlight color. I'm gonna get on my dry brusher. We'll go with this one. I'll just dry it off. Pretty dry. Very little paint on there. There we go. Go. Just want to make sure I get the colors are so similar with everything else around it that I'm not in too much fear of painting the wrong thing, you know? I'm going to get some collateral damage. It's okay. It always seems to work out. If you use, you know, barely any paint whatsoever, I mean, this is the effect that you'll have. Okay. Now, let's go back, get a little bit more of that tan leather. And just think about where the light hits it. Sometimes you can actually see where the light hits it. Paint that spot. Right? Like I see light hitting it right in here. Basically characterize the shadows. Oh, almost lost it again. Just gonna put a little bit of lining on that. There we go. Just a little bit. Alright. And for the rest of the tan leather, go back and highlight each strap. Shaded or otherwise. Whoa, careful, careful. It's really apparent when you don't have control on the brush. And you screw up, you're like, oh, why did I do that? Next time you get more control. And if you want to paint miniatures relatively quickly, here we go. This glove right here has a bunch of, make sure there's barely any paint on the brush. We're gonna, there we go, nice and dry. I'm just gonna let the details on the sculpture do all the work. Just dragging the paint with the brush right across, perpendicular to those threads. Some of them look like they could use a little bit of surgery. Surgery. There we go. I really don't hope that I Usually you want to do buckles first, and then, but I'm going crazy here. A little crazy with it. A little wild. Just getting a little wild. Good. Okay. A little wild. Okay. Okay. Nice and dry. Dry brush the rope. I don't mind if it gets on the pouch, actually. That doesn't bother me one bit. Actually, looks pretty good. Gonna go ahead and hit the pouch. It does look a little similar there. Well, you can set that pouch aside. Apart, I mean. Excuse me. We'll set it apart with some aged bone. Way more than I needed. I want this to be kind of moist, actually. Just the highlights here, folks. Now that sets apart from the rope. Okay. Where are we at? It is going pretty good. Let's go ahead and get dark skin out. This is my go-to dark brown color. Now each one of these studs is going to get a splattering of dark brown. You don't have to be too careful here. You actually want it to encompass the area around the stud a little bit, because that'll be your shadow color. This is like a stud 2. Oh god. The boots there. Stud. 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 Stood. Just a few. Okay, there it is. Let me get the right light to hit it. Just dot each one of those studs. You know, like I said, you don't have to be too clean with it. Moderately clean, though, you know. Moderately. Only got the dark skin out. We're gonna go ahead and I'll leave that strap the way it is, actually. Yeah. Put some brown on this bow. Such a great idea to have the bow laying on the ground, actually. It's one of those services that I don't know how much I should charge. Because, I mean, I sculpted the bow and the quiver, and that took a lot of time, actually, to do that. And, I mean, I don't do the service very often. Or haven't yet. So I'm just sort of doing it as a favor, kind of. He's giving me a little bit of money for that. What should I charge? Well, I have something you can help me with. Or anybody who's watching this, and you happen to be watching right now, go ahead and comment. It won't take but a moment. I mean, what should I charge? What would you ask for something like that? I mean, it took me like an hour to do that, really. And normally for hours of work of painting and that kind of stuff, I'm somewhere around, if you're not taking into account costs, so pure revenue, like $11 an hour. That's just revenue. That's not like what I make. I don't know what I should charge. It's always hard for me to ask people for money, for things. I just find it easier to do like free shipping and that kind of stuff. No, I only do free shipping if you like spend more than $50. But or unless I like you. It's nice. It's nice. Let's see that back again. What do you think? Oh, the leather on the bow. The quiver, I mean. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some of this skin on there. There's not much, so that won't take long. Shake it a little bit harder. Where are you at for time? I always cut it off around 2 hours, and then I'll post pictures of the final piece on my page. Oh, we're only an hour in. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Anybody watching? a couple people. Is that a beard cam? My friend. Shout out to my friend David. Beard cam. Yeah, that's beard cam. Check it out. Here, it's all beard. Like a foos, like a foos, like a foos. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Yeehaw. I actually can't see if anybody is like... Yeah, my friend David, who's got the channel The Journey. Check him out. Body fluids. eBay the palette and start a new one. Yeah, so somebody suggested that I eBay the palette, the painting palette, and I do want to give away or paint or sell the palette at some point. It's just I don't think it's done quite yet, to be honest. It looks nice, actually. I think I'm gonna name it The Deep. That's probably what I'm gonna name it. It might be a whole series of ones that look sort of like this, and I'll just call them all The Deep, or The Deep series. You see, I want more. This looks arbitrary. Like there's this part of the picture. Maybe it doesn't look arbitrary. Maybe I gotta get. It's gotta swing up into this side right here, and I want some more stuff happening down in here. So that's where I'm at with it. Tan skin, like I was saying. Ah! Oh, there we go. Throwing it around. Woo! Extreme close up. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Get some of that tan skin out. Way more than I needed there. And some of the fair shadow. Okay. There we go. That was the only reason we needed to get all that tan skin out. And here we are with the highlight, fair shadow highlight. Trying to hit the upper eyelid. Not breathing currently. There. And I kind of want... There we go. There we are. Not that much. Not that much. Remember, when you're painting miniatures, they're miniatures. You don't need a lot of paint. Very much of our paint goes to waste. Hence, this. If you go on my Google Plus page or Facebook page, you can look at older versions of it. I'm getting ready to take another picture of it. The next incarnation. Yeah. It's looking pretty good. It's gonna look even better whenever I do the liner on it. So I'm going to get out this golden blonde. So he's got golden blonde hair. There we go. It's about as much as I want to put down. And with luck, I won't put my hand in paint again. With luck. This is why I like to draw this stuff out. So, for instance, I want to cover up that silver there. There we go. Sometimes you're just going to have to watch me paint a picture and not a miniature. Beautiful, huh? Look at a big lob of this going on right here, too. Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and flip that. What do we need next? Antique gold. Every stud and belt buckle. Oh my. Beard cam. If you're wondering what size my brush is, it's just a 00. Nothing spectacular here. There we go. That was a little rough to get to. As per requested. Yeah, I'm going to say stud like 11 times again. Ready? Stud. Stud. Oh. Oh. It's okay. We can clean it up. You see the difference between these ones and these ones. These ones didn't have any dark brown. Unbelievable! Let's see here. I'm freaking out about it right now. Freaking out, man! There. So you want to, that's why you want to blot those studs with that dark skin color, whatever your sort of shadow color would be around them, because you want that ring around the studs, that small little ring. You know, it's about finding the way to paint very small lines, like paint a big dot and then paint a slightly smaller dot would create a very small ring, right? Go, 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 go. There we go. Gonna go ahead and hit the hilt of this here sword while it's out. He wants this sword silvery. Damascus steel. I don't know. I don't have Damascus steel colored, so I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to recreate that. Especially since there's already like some killer runes on it. He requested the runes. He requested them white in the middle with a border of gold. When I read that, I was like, whoa! Challenge accepted. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Each little button. I don't know if it's a button, but it is now. Oh my. How do I get to this? Let me see where they are. Okay, that's a button. I can see that's a button too. Okay. Da, 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 da. Buckle, 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 buckle. Buckle, buckle, buckle. Buckles. Oh god. I forgot about these. These we're just going to just tap. Each buckle. I'd love to get a new camera so I could have it up out of my way. Could focus down onto it and it would be excellent clarity. So at this point, I haven't even gotten to ugh, that was messy. That's okay. Sometimes the easiest way to do a buckle is you look at the whole square, you paint the whole square with the buckle encompasses gold, and you go back in and then you paint inside where the belt is. You base it again with a dark brown, say for instance, and then you hit it with a little bit of tan leather, you're good to go. So I'll do that with that guy right there. So you can barely even see what the hell I'm doing. I'll actually do it with this one too. It's actually a pretty effective way of painting a very small detail. Yeah, hey, look at that. You already have a little bit of dark skin out right here. So now we're just going to hit the leather part around the buckle, or on the inside of the buckle, like so. Very good. That's about how much I need. And highlight with tan leather. There we go. Thank God the other side is. You can't see the other side of buckles. Okay, let's clean up some of these messes. There's a little mess right here. And there's definitely a mess right here. Okay. Okay. Got some of this leather here. Just gonna go ahead and throw down this leather on the quiver and the straps. Might need a little bit more, just in case. And a little bit more dark skin. I want to prime it. Oh. Oh. The same color did this to me today. Come on. Oh. God damn. Excuse my language. I do prefer the dripper bottles though. I do. I know somebody out there right now saying, see, dripper bottles. People are so passionate about things, you know. I was very passionate about politics for a while. All I found is that it alienates people. I stopped being passionate about politics. Being passionate about things is fine, but when you become fanatical, that's when you start losing sight of the bigger picture, I say. not a bad job on the quiver, if I do say so myself. I'm glad I got so much dark skin out there, so I could just paint this like one little strap. There we go. Okay. One thing that can be more brown is this bow on the ground. So a lot of you were probably like, yeah, right, 2 hours, sure. And granted, I'd already based this guy with base layers. You know, I mean, how much harder is it going to be just to throw a little bit of paint on the top of everything? I don't often base the miniature before painting the miniature. I just happen to be doing this at the same time as I did others. So if you would like to see, he sent me 2 miniatures to rebase. And here is a template. I'm working on basically some basing stamps. I don't know if you're familiar with Basius. I was inspired by what they did. And made some little stamps. For instance, there's my prototype, or my negative stamp. This is obviously wood textured. Obviously wood textured. There we go. You can see it's nice. I'm actually ordering the mold stuff, silicone mold stuff. I'm going to make some molds of these and sell them, I think. So this guy, this cobblestoner here, is basically the same sort of get up as this. Doesn't it look good? It looks good. I think it turned out great. Oh. Maybe I'll do a Kickstarter if I get some gumption going. Okay. It's nice to take a little break occasionally. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and just... A lot of wasted brown there. That's okay. See that? That right there is how you paint. Okay. Back to the miniature at hand. So I don't want to mess with the blade yet. The blade, well, because I'm going to be holding the blade a lot. I know that's going to be the case. Let me finish a thought before I start another one. Leather straps. There we go. Oh, these straps on this one are black. I don't like that. I don't like black straps. do the dark brown for the top and bottom. Actually, get a little watery. There we go. Basically just trying to hit the top. Okay. Put the thing down here. So one thing I'm not going to do similar on the patchwork quilts or patchwork cloak is you can see how the lines that separate the patches on this one, like there's an outline. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do the cross ones, the ones that crossed. That's the plan. I will go through and put a dark line in to separate all of them. But it'll be a dark line and cross hatches or whatever, or thread hatches. And then I'll do a layer of tan leather over it. You'll see. You'll see. It'll look awesome. Looks super cool. I'm just doing a once over here. Don't be. There we go. I got one more thing to paint before I move on to cloaks. Okay. I think he wants all the armor bordered with gold. Sounds like fun. Wants it all to be fancy. And then there's front bit. I guess I did need a little bit more of this. There we go. Just a little bit. That's a little border there on the bottom. Nice and subtle. I'm actually going to bring it up. I don't like. Yeah, it looks okay. It would look better if I did it proper. Starting to handle the miniature like a little too much. So once I get to a good point before I get to the patchwork cloak, I'm going to probably seal it. Give it a coat of sealer. It's good to seal it up as you go. I don't like to do too many. I don't like to do one big thick coat at the end. I like to do a lot of small coats throughout it. I think it gives the paint a little bit more integrity on the miniature. Flat matte every time. Do not get that shiny crap. This makes it way too shiny. There we go. While we're at it, I'm definitely finishing this up today because I'm mailing it out. The commissioner's already paid me, and I want to get this out to him as soon as possible. It's always exciting to get something in the mail like this, you know. And he's pretty excited. So I'm happy about. You know, I really want that leather to stand out a lot more like his. He's gonna want it that way. Which means that this would be the top layer. Basically going to dry brush. The baby poop color. Oh, I see what I forgot. Forgot to hit that stud right there. There we go. Sometimes it just takes a quick sort of highlight to really bring out the piece. So, you wanted the armor aligned with gold, so we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. Kind of thick. You want it kind of thick. A little bubble there on the end of your brush. A little bubble of paint. I'm playing straight for the edges. I'm going to go ahead and embellish a little bit here too, I think. Just guiding the brush along the edge. That's how you line. A little thick there. Not thick enough up here. There. Starting to go a little cross-eyed. Always a good sign. Straight to the edge. Oh my, okay. Come in and define those edges a little bit better too, you'll see. You'll see. What about up here? Okay. And you know what can you really talk about for 2 hours, you know? while trying to concentrate on this. I realize I'm not the most talkative kind of guy. But a lot of this is going to get cut out. There we go. Got all those. It's like a hunter. Okay, so what I did there is I put a little bit of dark skin down, right? Drew a little design on the breastplate there, and now I'm going to go over that with gold. Try to stay inside the lines the best I can. There we go. That looks really good. This is all about to look very awesome shortly. You'll see. Okay. Now we're at that point. We're getting there. We're getting there. There we go. This pure black down. So just gonna mix it right in there with that brown. So there's a lot of black down here. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate this again. There's a lot of black down there. But what I'm gonna do here is basically exploit the different pieces of detail. I want it to pop, you know, before I do that. Before I forget. Just getting some water here. So I'm getting this I'm not going to dark wash it. I don't like dark washing. I end up just having it clean. The whole dang thing. What I like to do is just go in and hit the edges of everything, basically. So here I want to show you the miniature first. A little update. It's hard to see. The color's not very good on this camera. You can see the little design on the chest there. Browns are not very good. Why does it look so cold? That's what I want to know. It's very cold. It's fine. Anyways, that's what it looks like right now. But once you go through and hit it with basically this liner, it's basically a strategic dark wash. That's what I'm going for. I still have to hit the gloves and the face mask, or the whatever the hell that is. That's kind of a wash right there. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, I went a little crazy there. That's okay. I'm just going to wash the boots. Yeah, it's going to look a little muddled, but they look good. Yep. You. Yep. Didn't Bob Ross do that too? Didn't he like make noises while he was while he'd work? Yep. Yep. Oh, maybe that was Bill Cosby. It's all blur. My childhood's a blur. Well, almost lost him. I meant to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Looking good though now. There we go. Okay. Now, what do we have for time? $150. I think we're at a stopping point, actually. So if you want to see this miniature finished, head over to my Facebook page or my Google Plus page. I also post in some of the Facebook groups and Google Plus communities. Check them out there. I'll post the pictures when they're done. And I have 8 more commissions that I'm doing for this guy. So, 8 more episodes. That's how it works. If you commission me to do high quality paint jobs, I will paint it live on the internet. It, someday when history looks back on this point and recognizes me as the, person I am today. Sorry. I tried to say it with a straight face. But, okay, so what you'll see is, on said pages, when I post this stuff, is you will see the patchwork cloak will be finished, the blade will be finished, I'll wrap up any other details and stuff, tidy it up a little bit, and yeah, it'll look really nice when it's done. Very nice. Very nice. Let me get my sausage hands in here. Oh, and obviously I'll finish the green sash over the face and the gloves, highlighting those. Yeah. Check her out. Until next time. Let me see. That's my camera noises. We got a high budget here. Okay, until next time.